The whole center of town in this small town of Chattanooga was destroyed due to the president's orders. Was it political? If you're thinking about moving to Chattanooga and you want to know everything there is to know about it, then you need to subscribe to this channel. I'm a Tennessee real estate agent and I grew up in Tennessee, but also I moved back to Tennessee and relocated back here twice in my lifetime. So if you want to know everything there is to know about living in Tennessee, subscribe to this channel and stick around to the end of this video where I'm going to reveal the most interesting parts of Chattanooga, the places that you might want to live and you might not want to live. So the first one on my list is Lookout Mountain. Now, everyone talks about Lookout Mountain, but the one thing about Lookout Mountain is it has a lot of war history. So here's where the weird stuff comes in. Lookout Mountain is well known for its Civil War history. In fact, there was 1,200 Confederate soldiers and 600 Union soldiers that died while ascending this hill. This is not just any hill though. It goes up thousands and thousands of feet. Lots of people live in a little private community at the top of this place. So when that was happening, there was also about 1,000 people that were captured or missing. But now it's become quite a living destination for the affluent, because homes up there start or in a range of maybe a median price of about $900,000. And I've seen them go for much more than that. And so if you're looking for a place that is seclusive and is very reclusive and has a little bit of history to it, a little bit of strangeness to it, this is the place for you. Lookout Mountain is the place to go. Also as a tourist destination as well, so keep that in mind when you're going up there because it could be a little trafficky. And it's similar to my next point, which is Signal Mountain. Signal Mountain is a little bit north of Lookout Mountain. The strange fact about this area is that during the 1900s, the pandemics of the 1900s, this was a retreat area for the affluent. They would flee to this area, the Signal Mountain area, to get away from the cholera and the yellow fever of the decade. So what's interesting is during this time period, about 15 years into the 1500s, in 1915 or so, they started actually building summer houses up here, and a hotel was made, and then a golf course was built. And so that was kind of the start of the Signal Mountain area, and the houses up there are about half as much as they are in Lookout Mountain. So if you're looking for a place that's also seclusive, still very close to the city, but has a location that's kind of has some neat history behind it, Signal Mountain is your place to go. And by the way, why do I know so much about the median prices of these locations? Well, I'm a real estate agent and I'm here to help you try to find your location here in Chattanooga area. So if you want to know all the strangeness and you want to know all the information about Chattanooga, like these amazing facts that we're going through right now, go ahead and subscribe to my channel and reach out to me if you're thinking about coming out here. I'd love to help you find your best location to live in. Okay, moving on to East Brainerd. East Brainerd is a unique location. It's about a little bit north of Lookout Mountain, a little bit over to the east side, but it's right under Chattanooga. A little bit of strangeness about this area too is that it used to be occupied by what they called the Wolfman. Now, I'm not big on cryptids, as they call them, or people that think that there are Bigfoot or there's some kind of strangeness in the forest. I don't believe in that stuff, but Wolfman was real. Wolfman wasn't a wolf half hybrid human. He was actually a man that took care of a lot of exotic animals, including wolves. So in that area, he was a kind of an iconic character that owned a large piece of land. It kind of had kind of a zoo going on for exotic animals. So Wolfman is long gone, but this area is still well known and it's liked by a lot of Chattanoogans, because the area is very convenient. It's very close to Hamilton Place Mall. It's very close to the city. It's very close to just about everything in the area. And it's right directly located centrally near the airport as well. Houses start about the 400s, and so it's still a higher priced neighborhood, but it's not too bad because the average price in Chattanooga for a home is about $300,000 to $350,000 right now. And just up from East Brainerd is Ottawa. So if you go up just a little bit further, there's a large area that is more country and encompasses a large array of beautiful area that you can live in, including White Oak Mountain, which has a little pinnacle mountain that has a lot of affluent people that live on it. However, the whole area is very spread out and very densely populated with trees, but not people. What's interesting about Ottawa is that it kind of got its name derived from Watertown. The original name was Move-Towawa, but others say it's better translated as Owl's Roost or Owl's Nest. Either way, Ottawa is well known for their owls, they say. And it's kind of a creepy creature when you listen at night, because out here in in Tennessee, they just sound spooky. Owls. The median price for houses out here, about $445,000 in Ottawa, but they range all over the place because it's not just the house that costs the money, it's actually the land. People have big swaths of land in Ottawa because it's more of a country area. And moving from the east side over to the west side across the river is Red Bank. Red Bank was actually named Pleasant Hill, but in the 1800s, the postmaster decided to ask his wife what it should be called, and she decided to call it Red Bank because during the season when the water was down, you can actually tell that the clay in the water is very red. Red Bank has a beautiful atmosphere and people there are just so welcoming. Red Bank is based in the north of the city and it's very, very close to the expanding area of Soddy Daisy. So if you were looking for a place that's continually growing but isn't as expensive, Red Bank is it because the cost of the houses, the mean average there is about $360,000 for a house in Red Bank. The next place you should probably know about is downtown. Downtown has a very interesting feel to it because it's the oldest section of town, obviously. This is where everything started, right beside the river. But there's something called the Reed House downtown. Now, I don't technically believe in haunted houses, but that's what they say about this place, so I have to report on it. So I believe the Reed House has actually been turned into a hotel system now. I could be wrong about that, but it's an interesting area. There's also lots of tunnels that go underground in that area because Chattanooga has been built up. They actually asked the people back in the day when they had a lot of flooding problems to come in and deliver dirt with wheelbarrows, however you need to do it, and just dump it. So there's a huge underground Chattanooga in that general area. So that's the strangeness behind Chattanooga area. It's also got the Walnut Street Bridge, the oldest pedestrian bridge that crosses the big river. So this is an ideal place if you want something that is right close to the conveniences of downtown, but you don't want to break the bank. The next city we're going to talk about is Hickson. What's interesting about Hickson is that it contains the largest number, percentage-wise, population per capita, of British in the United States. Very interesting. So it's got numerous parks beside it, it has CHI Memorial, it has all these conveniences that are right near Chattanooga and all the conveniences you could want. And it starts at about $350,000, which is a budget-friendly deal for starting out in Chattanooga if you're looking for a home. Hickson is the place to be. And finally, the place where I live, Harrison. Harrison is very interesting because Harrison is the place that was demolished. There's no real location centrally for Harrison. It kind of just exists on the right side of the river because the President of the United States said that the center of the city should be demolished, along with about 35 homes. And during that time, there wasn't a lot of people living there, but it was a significant blow to them because they just decided through eminent domain, which means the city or the country can take your land, we're going to destroy the area that you've decided to call home. We're going to take your land. Why? Was it political? No, probably not. Because what happened was they said that there's so much flooding going on down in Chattanooga that we need to build a dam. And so that dam backed up the water into the areas that had been built into Harrison. So there's not really a central location for Harrison anymore because of that reason. It was demolished. But now there's a plaque that sits beside the river and you can actually still see the roads and the foundations of these homes, these families' homes that were told they had to leave and their houses were going to be flooded. Harrison is a kind of retirement area and it's very quiet. Houses start an average of $330,000, and so it's a good place to go, and it's a beautiful, beautiful waterside village that I think you would very much enjoy. And if you enjoy any of these towns or want to know more about it, why don't you get in touch with me? My number is on the screen, and I'll be looking for you around town.